Welcome everybody to Aggressively Casual. My name is Freebird. With me to my internet left, as always, is Cheeks. Say hi, Cheeks.
What's up?
So,
Or, because I'm old. What's up?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Where's the... I've fallen and I can't get up. Oh, wait, that last one hits a little too close to home.
Oh, man. Now I just hurt. And after the weekend I had with that fever scare and my leg hurting,
Good Lord. My beard is pretty much just white at this point.
It's true, it is. But you know what? It's distinguished, sir.
No, it's just white. It's
All right, Cheeks, what's new with you? How you been? What you been playing recently, my friend?
Well, I occasionally drop into Destiny 2. Do a little sim racing. I've done some more sim racing. I'm still a bit bad at it, so that'll be a while. I tried out a few demos from the Nest Fest. Nothing to write home about. I still have a gaggle of them to try, so I may still find something that's cool.
Thank you, Kim.
But yeah, but most of that is what is it? Most of it has been sim racing, being objectively, well, not even objectively, just demonstrably bad at sim racing. I did get my pedals mounted today.
Oh, did you?
So
okay,
yeah, I got that right after work today, so I haven't tried them yet.
Nice. Are you gonna try that after show? Hopefully, maybe.
Probably.
Cool. We got a lot to talk about tonight. So real quick to run down what I've been playing recently: World of Warcraft. Guild Wars 2, Destiny 2, Division 2, Diablo 2. I'm kidding. Let's see. What else have I jumped into?
Hey, listen, Diablo 2 is still pretty fucking good.
Oh, it is.
Actually,
it's so good.
I've played Diablo 2 recently.
Oh,
it's still
so
good.
It's well, especially that new. Have you played the Warlock class in Diablo 2 yet?
I have not. Don't have the latest
because, you are missing out.
I'm not a Warlock guy. That's the thing.
Fair.
And I never really have been.
Okay, fair.
In pretty much any game ever. It's not my bag. I am not much for
unless it's Destiny.
Unless it's
apparently.
a multi-class thing. Right, unless it's Destiny. Well, technically unless it's Destiny 2. Because if I look at the play times on all my characters in Destiny 1, the Titan is by far in the lead.
Yeah.
And actually in Destiny 1, the Warlock is number 3.
Damn. Okay.
Right? Because I don't like the Hunter. But in Destiny 2, it's pretty much all Warlock all the time.
Fair.
I just didn't like the changes they made to the Titan, and Hunter's really not my bag. But yeah, so
you didn't want to be locked in Hunter jail
in Destiny 2. I throw a lot of tangles, and that's about it.
Right, exactly. But we've got a lot to get through this evening, and I know we're running a little later than normal. Do you want? We have quite a lengthy list. Do you want to just run down the list as we have it?
Let's just get to one. Actually, let's get number 12 out of the way first, because I don't think there's a lot to talk about here anymore with Destiny 2.
Yeah, I would agree.
But their last, technically, and they're not really calling it their last, but it kind of is. Their last bug fix patch is next week.
Yep.
After that, you're probably not going to see much. They are working on a lot. I will give them credit, but they've already said we're not sure if we can get it all done. So I will credit these devs because they know that all or most are about to become unemployed.
Yeah.
And they're still trying to put in the work. So that is much appreciated.
Yeah. Like seeing some of the tweets that the Destiny 2 team like Twitter account has put out talking about like, we know X is a problem. We can't promise you a fix, but we're working as hard as we can.
We can't promise you'll fix it.
Like, I cannot tell you, like, the way that just shot through my fucking heart.
The latest one from last night just simply said, "Do not go gently."
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is the quote, "Do not go gently into the night."
Yep.
That's a paraphrase. That's not the exact quote, but that's what they mean. And a lot of people are like, "Oh my God, I can't believe these numbers haven't moved the bar." I can. Sony has made up their mind currently. I
Oh
am
yeah,
convinced that what is going to happen is, well, Bungie will be what's left of Bungie will become a marathon studio only.
yeah.
For as long as that lasts. The fact that their free
we'll,
weekend
we'll
and
talk
everything
about
else
we'll
has
talk about
not
that later.
bumped the needle at all. Oh yeah, we'll talk about marathon. But
Oh boy.
that is what I think is going to happen is probably a year, maybe two. At the outside, Sony will throw up a splash screen, and all it will say is D3.
Yeah.
But it won't be Bungie who does it. It'll be another company altogether. It will not be Bungie. They don't own it anymore anyway. Sony does.
Yeah.
So Sony will hand it off to some other company. But I do think that the IP is too valuable to let remain dead. Somebody at Sony will eventually think enough time has passed. This is a lot of money we're leaving on the table. We need to do something about it. The question is, will the players come? And we won't really know until then. So they have kept the player base up since the big patch. Right now we're sitting at about 80,000 on Steam, which is lower. It is already starting to drop.
Sure.
For that first week, 2 weeks, it was past 100K every single night, no matter what night it was.
Yep.
So
First
it's
couple of weeks,
already
really.
started to drop back down to where it was.
So we'll see.
But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, but
For me, I'm not logging in and playing every night, and that's just it. Because I'm just like, well, it is technically more of the same. It's just more of it now. When I get in, I do some sparrow racing, and then I'm done.
Yeah, and there is another like community initiative, to like log on a certain. I think it's July 9th, I want to say.
Yeah, sure.
And and go do stuff in the game and whatever, and like that's all well and good, but like that's not that kind of thing is more like community morale boosting at this point than anything else. Which really, don't get me wrong,
that should have been a few years ago, but the problem was the state of the game sucked.
Right.
And that's what we all seem to be forgetting, is that for a long time this state of this game was crap.
Yep. Well, I see the thing is, I don't think a lot of people have forgotten that. A lot of people have readily acknowledged that the state of the game for a while was bad, but that if Bungie or Sony or whoever we're blaming this week, right, would have been given the resources and at least the time, or at the very least the time to be able to create what they've created with this final update. And this is what we got once a year, and then we got small incremental updates throughout the year. I think people would have been fine with that long term.
This is again the legacy of Pete Parsons.
Oh yeah,
going on record saying under delivery is the goal.
Yep.
And they succeeded in that goal so well.
Yep.
That they succeeded themselves into non-existence.
Yep.
But anyway, it is what it is. The next patch comes next week. I mean, I still have it installed. I'll still log in. I'm sure we'll still play some.
Yep.
Just because, like, hey, let's go jump in to play Destiny.
Did you log in and get your? Did you pick up your
my Formula One stuff? I damn sure did.
Yeah, your F1 Sparrow. That was fucking great.
Yeah. For this, I think for now we just move mostly down the list, except I want 4 and 12 probably should be together. But yeah, so one of the first things I saw earlier this week actually was the Ultima copyright has returned to Lord British himself, Richard Garriott. Now, I say copyright specifically because the trademark has not, which means he can create a new Ultima game. What he cannot do is call it Ultima. He can, however, call it Lord British's Ultima. Now we're getting into that whole thing of Queensryche versus I'm blanking on his name. One second, hold please. Jeff Tate's. So you have Queensryche, and then you have Jeff Tate's Queensryche.
Yep.
Because it's all about name, who owns a name, how what you can, So anyway, we're getting to that area. We're also, by the way, fairly convinced that's why Star Citizen is not called Wing Commander Online, because at the time, Robert did not own the copyright to Wing Commander. That has since lapsed back to him.
Yeah.
But anyway, Richard Garriott now owns Ultima again. He probably will not be letting that go. So it'll be interesting to see what comes of that. A lot of people are excited. Oh, we're going to get a new Ultima. And we might. We probably will.
Yeah.
His current track record ain't that great.
Right.
When the thing about Richard Garriott is when he was breaking new ground, it was literally new ground. There were no standards.
It was literally the only game in town.
Yeah. So we'll see. Am I marginally excited for?
Or are we going to get
marginally?
Yeah, but or is it gonna? Or are we going to get another? What the fuck is the Camelot Unchained?
Right. Are we going to get another Camelot Unchained, or is that sort of thing? Moving right along, Unreal 6 will contain AI tools, Claude, Gemini. The 5.8 version already does contain some of these. Now, whether you stand on the AI argument or not, this is just a fact. It's going to be there, which means people will be using it.
Yeah.
It's a sticky wicket. AI is still to me a very sticky wicket. I think there are a lot of IP intellectual property issues that need to be worked out that were specifically ignored in all of this. But I don't know that AI is going to go away. I'm pretty sure it won't. It'll be here forever in some form.
Yeah.
I don't think it's also going to end up being the end all be all, because you have a lot of companies discovering that replacing everyone with AI is costing them more money than just to hire the people.
Well, including a certain It never ceases to amaze me.
You've got Microsoft backing off of jamming Copilot into everything.
Yep.
You've got places that are absolutely refusing data centers.
A couple of companies that I used to work for, in particular, went all in on AI last year and started building up their own AI thing. And then discovered.
Speaking of this week, NVIDIA, Micron, and other companies who had invested in AI, their stocks actually dropped this week by quite a bit because people are tired of waiting for this supposed influence and influx of money.
Oh yeah, well it's all fake money, right? It's all what we call notional margin, right?
Right.
Where
it's money on paper, but it doesn't actually exist.
It doesn't actually but it looks real good on paper.
It does. SpaceX is valued $2 trillion. People are already questioning that value.
Oh yeah.
I think that might be a bit on the high side. Don't get me wrong. I'm all about the space program. I think we need one, whether that's privatized or not.
Yeah.
Whether or not SpaceX is worth $2 trillion, I don't know. However, some of the stuff that they have been able to do is kind of fucking amazing.
Right. Yeah.
I'm gonna shoot this rocket into space, and then I'm gonna land it on the square.
Right. That's nuts.
Impressive.
Yeah, that's impressive.
So which doesn't really segue us other than money. Segues us to the next topic: Steam machine.
Oh boy.
Pricing.
Okay, so
holy
Valve avoided talking about the Steam machine pricing for literally as long as possible, and now you understand why. Because the reviews came out 2 days ago now for the Steam machine. Every major tech reviewer and their mom, Linus Tech Tips, Dave 2D, MKBHD,
pretty much everybody.
Pretty much everybody got one, right? And
so if you can't get one, you know
Gamers
why.
Nexus, and they all kind of came to the same conclusion. It's a really cool little box, but it underperforms. It's
a PS5.
The promises. It underperforms the promises that was made. It kind of performs around the base PS5, not even the PS5 Pro.
Not even the Pro.
And it costs, without a controller, and 512 gigs of storage, $1,049.
Right.
If you want a controller, that'll cost you $1,128. Now people are like, oh, that's not a lot of storage. Well, good news. They have a 2 terabyte option. It's only $1,350 if you don't want a controller.
For that amount of money, you could put a piece together that kicks the crap out.
Well, and that's the thing. Today, I watched a video from Linus. I watched a video from Jay's 2 Cents, and I watched a video from Gamers Techie Bros doing that exact thing, building machines that cost less than the Steam machine, that beat the Steam machine to death. Right. And they still installed SteamOS on it. Because Valve even said, look, we know this price is ridiculous.
Right.
Thank you, AI and the Rampocalypse.
But at this point, they have to put it out. They've spent all this R&D money. They've got
but because and look, to their credit, they will not take a loss on this machine. I understand why. Because there's no guarantee that you're going to run SteamOS on this thing. Now, you're more than likely going to if you buy one, because you buy it for that purpose. But you can install whatever operating system you want on it, just like you can on a Steam Deck. Yep. So, there's incentive there. There's no incentive there for Valve to subsidize the cost. Hey, Salsa, thanks for the likes. Appreciate you. Good to see you. There's no incentive for them to do that, and plus they have so much R&D in this thing. Like to your point, there's they have to make their money back somehow. Well, and unfortunately,
and that's what a lot of people don't realize, though, is that for a lot of years these they're making up for it in game sales and volume.
Yeah,
but they're actually taking a loss on the Xbox was not a moneymaker in and of itself. I believe it was so they're taking a bit of a loss to get these out there, hoping that the fact that I'm moving however many copies, 4 million consoles or whatever, that's a number out of my ass, so don't at me.
Right.
You like to do that, I know. But in Steam saying no, we're not going to take a loss, and hell, for all I know, they may still be taking a bit of a hit. Who knows? But to be fair, I said from the very beginning it was not going to come in at $700 like they originally said.
Right. Well,
I said that from the very start, and that was before the prices even went up.
And the thing of it is like I thought it was going to land between $850 and $950 originally, right? I'm like that seems to be the range where. For most people,
I figured $950 was going to be the opening price.
Yeah, but and so to hit
for the bare bones, stripped down,
and so to hit over $1,000 without a controller. Which granted, look, you can plug an Xbox controller, but that's not the point, right? Like people who are buying this thing are buying it for a purpose-built reason, right? They want to plug it into their living room and they want to go, right? The other problem is even, especially at that price, forget $7, $8, $950, it's not performant. Right. Now, to the credit of every review that I've watched, they've all called out Valve and said, look, if you guys would have shut your mouth and not said 4K, 60 FPS, even with the FSR caveat, right? Nobody would be calling you out on it. If you would have said, 1080p medium settings that'll upscale to 4K with FSR, that's a different story, right? But they didn't do that. They tried to make this big, bold claim, and it fell flat on their face. And I don't know, because of that, how many of these they're going to sell. I don't.
Well, I don't even know if keeping their mouth shut would have helped in this case, because when you start dropping things in the thousands of dollars, the $1,000+ rather, it starts to make people pause.
Well,
there is a price break where people just go, hold up.
Oh yeah, well, and then there was an article I read too, as I was starting to formulate my own article that I'm working on about this whole fucking debacle, right? Where it's like
Right.
they priced, forget the price that it was supposed to be, right? Because that's not the price that it is, right?
Well,
like
right.
we can sit here all day and
meet it
and,
where it is.
and
Don't try to meet it where you want it to
and
be.
LTT and IGN and you know and MKBHD and all these people can talk about what the price was supposed to be, and that's great, but that's not what the price is. Right? So at the price that it is priced as a premium product that does not look or perform like a premium product. And that's a problem
I
for
can
a
spend,
lot of people.
$400 or whatever on a PS5, jailbreak it, put Linux on that.
Right?
And get literally the same box.
Right. Or again, I can spend, I mean, fuck. This handheld console is around the same power as the fucking Steam machine.
Yeah.
And that's half the cost.
Yep.
What are we doing here?
Valve to task for.
Right.
There's a game on Steam, released today.
Okay.
It's called Congratulations on Your Purchase.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Okay.
It's a 10-minute game.
Yeah.
It's literally you walking through a palace on a red carpet with some paparazzi. At the end, there's a wall. You put your name on the wall for the next person who purchases this game to see. The game is $999.99. Yes, it's $1,000 fucking dollars. The little summary says, and I quote, "The most expensive game on Steam. A palace, a red carpet, paparazzi, and a wall where you leave your name. Visible to every owner who comes after you. 10 minutes. The price is not a mistake. It's the point." The weird thing is, some people are going to buy this thing.
Oh, yeah.
Because they can.
Oh, yeah.
This is a pure e-peen flex. Look at how big my balls are.
Oh, yeah. My
That's
favorite part.
all this is.
My favorite part, by the way, is you can tell they're totally taking the piss, because if you go to the fucking about this game description on Steam, it is full of BR tags and it is broken as fuck. Right. Like they are
paid
totally
for this.
Break, the piss.
Not accidentally.
Right?
Well, let's just fucking read it because it's awesome. You paid for this. Break. Not accidentally. Not on impulse. You saw the price. You read the description, and then you bought it anyway. Break. And when I say break, it's literally 2 break tags. Welcome. Break. About the experience. Break. Congratulations on your purchase is a first-person luxury experience set inside a palace. There is a red carpet. There are chandeliers. There are velvet rope barriers because some spaces must be protected from the wrong kind of people. Break. You are not the wrong kind of people. You have proven that already. Break. What? Combat. There are no enemies. There are no quests, no skill trees, no loot boxes. Well, there is one box, but it contains only the feeling of having arrived somewhere important. Break. You will walk. You will look. You will leave something behind. Break. That is all. That is everything. Break. Features. A palace interior rendered with the care and attention your investment deserves. A red carpet which you will walk because you have earned this. Other guests, or at least evidence that others were here before you. Ambient music composed to make you feel that your decisions have been correct. Ending of sorts. An ending of sorts. The persistent, unshakable sense that something meaningful just happened. A note on value. The question of whether this experience is worth $999.99 is, philosophically speaking, unanswerable. Worth is constructed. Price is arbitrary. The fact you are reading this suggests you are already considering it. Side note, no, I am fucking not. Which means the answer for you may already be yes.
No.
Break, break. We respect that about you. Break, break. Congratulations again on your purchase. Break. Or your consideration of your purchase. Break, break. Either way, welcome.
It's so
By the way, company that made this game, you may now pay me for that amazing fucking promo. Thank you.
Fuck yeah. There we go. There we go. I love.
Fuck yeah.
By the way, did you notice the developer name of the game?
I did not actually. Was it?
Go.
Hang on. Minimum Viable Prestige. Published by Worth It Studio. But the weird thing is, some dumbass gonna buy this thing.
Oh yeah. Somebody did. It has a review.
Cross, don't buy this.
Right, cross on this.
Self is actually funny.
Hey, Dev.
The self said the game was okay, I guess. Would not buy again. Lol. So yeah. We're gonna segue right from that. We're gonna go up one to why am I getting aimbot/cheaterbot ads on Facebook?
Okay, what was all that about?
I sent you the screenshot.
What?
It literally come up as it was one of the ads that popped up in my feed because you can't get rid of them. It literally says Wand Gaming. Wand gives you control over your game, health, difficulty, speed, and more so you can actually enjoy it. Works across 4,000 plus titles.
So,
no reload, super accuracy,
okay.
disable enemy guns or whatever your games need. It's a cheat bot.
Yes. I was about to say, to be fair, it is not an aimbot. But it is basically Game Shark for your PC.
Bullshit. Super accuracy implies aimbot.
Yeah, fair. But it is basically Game Shark for your PC.
Right.
It is a terrible application, and they charge money for it.
Well, I'm sure they do, which is why they're paying for Facebook ads.
Right.
Holy
they
balls.
We've talked about Turtle WoW. We've talked about Turtle WoW.
Turtle WoW was like, oh my god, Blizzard shut us down. You think?
Really? I couldn't imagine why. You taunted their fucking developers and the Blizzard fucking account itself. Can't imagine why they would share, right?
You're the same people that wonder why THJ making $100,000 a month got shut down.
Well, and then it's not even that. Now everyone's acting surprised when fucking Dalaran shut down and Ascension's shutting down. It's like, gee, I wonder why. Let's be real. It's because Blizzard is going to announce Classic Plus at BlizzCon. That's what's happening. That's why they're doing this.
Here's the thing.
But at the same time,
I know, Blizzard never had the same policy that Daybreak Games had when it came.
These guys.
Blizzard was always like, don't do it.
Yeah.
But they never really said anything as long as you kind of flew under the radar.
Right.
Daybreak has always said, as long as you're not making money.
Yeah.
Have fun.
But Dev, the reason that Blizzard play hardball, number one, they have to protect the IP, right? Like above it all, right? Excuse me.
Yeah.
They have
in this
to protect
country,
the
IP laws are rough, and if you don't protect it, that will tantamountly open it up, and you will lose it. That's also why, like, Lucasfilm for years has been so rabid, because if you start allowing people to play in the yard. And it can get out of hand really easily. Sorry, use my words. However, Lucasfilm also had a very soft policy about certain things for years. Unlike Paramount, who shut down everything Star Trek fan that came along and shut it down hard.
And I know people love their private servers, but stealing big money off their IP deserve to go down and taking them down
at
with
the end of the
Absolutely.
day.
Absolutely.
You're stealing. And Daybreak was able to prove in court, for example, that THJ was sucking away a significant percentage of their player base.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
And you can argue Eternal WoW was doing the same thing.
Right.
And the weird thing is, it's a lot harder to prove where your base is still in the millions.
Well, right.
You
right.
know.
But the mere fact that EverQuest Legends hits in a month is proof that Daybreak was losing money.
Well, I think so. Here's the deal, though. I think Legends was in development long before this whole thing came to light.
Yeah, I think so.
Money,
I think so too.
Journey was making.
I think so too.
You know, because you don't just develop this in 6 months, right?
Right.
Even if you have the code base to work on, this is a significant divergence from the code base. So the only way that would have happened is if they would have gotten the THJ code base, which it's an emulator code base. A lot of it is available, not all of it. Right. There was some stuff that they kept in-house proprietary, which I also think hurt them. But either way, I think this was in development for a while before this. I do not know.
I think so, but don't quote me on that. From what I've gathered, yes, but they usually don't announce those until like closer to BlizzCon. But I also agree because I can't afford to go, and I really want to experience BlizzCon this year again.
What are your thoughts on the Tencent thing? You put this in here.
Okay, yeah. So Bloomberg reports, right, that Tencent is in talks to offload several game studio investments in Japan.
They're like, man, we got to get rid of some of this shit.
Basically, they're evaluating its minority holdings in many studios, finger quotes, right? They are preparing, to sell stakes back to the original management team, even if they take a loss, right?
Nice.
The only ones that are reportedly safe are investments in Platinum Games and From Software. Those are the only two that they're
those are their main ones. Those are the big ones.
But so here's the I put this in the spreadsheet, but it's like Tencent kind of seemed to have thought that investing in gaming was just going to be a smash money cash grab, right?
Right. That we just do this.
We just do this. We're going to make a shit ton of money, and then we can just get out, right? And they are realizing that this business is not that.
Game dev is hard, yo.
Yeah, game dev hard. Okay. And they can't just do that thing. So here's hoping that doesn't negatively affect more studios moving forward. Right. Because we've seen this, because I kind of figured that like Tencent doing all this major investing in the first place was going to be a problem in a few years.
Well, it was never sustainable.
It was the amount of money they were throwing around was never sustainable. And I'm like, you
could throw some my way. I'm sure I could crank out something at least as good as 80s Vice Thief.
You crank out something better than that. You have common sense.
I know. I was just that. Oh, all right. We have 2 topics left. Well, technically we have 6. We have 5, but there's really only 2.
Right. All right. So the marathon one. Right. So Marathon finally announced their experimental, and I'm using their word, experimental PvE mode. It's called Vault Breaker, and it confuses the fuck out of me because
it's a roguelike.
This is what they've said. Right, it says the mid-season update will start on July 21st and will include introducing Vault Breaker. Marathon's experimental PvE mode, Vault Breaker. Explore Cryo Archive as a crew, duo, or solo player, taking on a progressively challenging series of vaults. Grow stronger across multiple matches with progression that's unique to Vault Breaker, and push towards the final vault and the mysterious entity within. Vault Breaker requires a special sponsor kit to crew up, like the PvE mode they did during the free week. I understand that, right? But here's the weird part, right? any gear or items you use during that match will stay behind when you exfil. The exception to this is vault data. This is apparently a new currency that's found within these vaults, and when you extract it, it can be exchanged for upgrades to your sponsored kits, as well as gear that can be used in the extraction modes. Whatever. This lets you experience Cryo Archive without flooding the economy with low-risk, high-power cryo loot.
On Fortnite PvE.
I was going to say, so this is a roguelite. You've taken a roguelite and made it marathon, which sounds cool. But here's the thing. It sounds cool.
That's just it. It doesn't sound cool at all. None of that sounds cool. How does that? None of that sounds cool to me. Because the whole point of a looter shooter is loot.
Well, right, but that's what I was about to say. It sounds cool. You let me finish. It sounds cool if it wasn't bundled in the same fucking game where I'm playing a looter shooter.
That wouldn't even be that. I mean, that's just every roguelike ever. Whole marathon is, I get what they're trying to do. They're hoping that this will beat people into trying the real game, because let's be fair, this is not the real game. It won't work.
It won't work.
By the way, currently, take a shot in the dark at how many people are playing marathon right now on Steam.
7,000.
You're slightly low. 8,000.
Oh!
Meanwhile, there's still 79,000 right now.
Yep.
There are almost as many people playing a dead game as this game as Marathon had at their peak.
Oh,
but
Sony,
Marathon's
you're just
going to save Bungie.
Yeah, Sony, your decisions baffle me.
That's not interesting to me. So here's your one map, which is technically, I guess, 7 maps.
Right.
But that's it. That's all you're going to get. This is not a PvE mode. This is a hack to desperately try to bring some of the people you just told we're going to kill the game you've been playing for 10 years.
Yep.
Over to the property. I was listening to a video the other day that was like, and they were like, man, I really hate that some of those people back in the day, we were not one of them, by the way, that are now that said Marathon will kill Destiny.
Yeah. And
it did. Probably just not quite in the way they were.
Just not in the way that anyone had envisioned.
So, right. Well, part of that is probably because the connection between myself and the bird right now is a little tentative. He just got his internets and powers back right before we started. He's cutting out quite a bit on my end too tonight. So, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the other, from what I was reading, this was not something that had been in development for, and I quote, a while. This is a very recent development that they threw together.
This is please put some PvE in here really fast.
Yep.
So that we can try to fulfill this promise of we're going to put in something that's not pure PvP.
Yep. Well, and like I said, what I have played of Marathon, when I played it with the right people, it was all right. It wasn't bad after the changes they made.
You can make that statement about almost every shooter game out there.
Well, right, that's the thing. But that was the point I was about to make. I shouldn't be like, yeah, it was all right.
I enjoy Call of Duty when I'm playing it with a group of people I know.
Right, but I shouldn't have to sit here and qualify it with, yeah, it was fine. It was good when I played it with my friends who I play games with.
I enjoyed Fortnite when I played it with people I know.
Right, like the whole point. The whole point should be I want to play the game to play the game. Hell, I played
Destiny,
Arc Raiders.
For many years I just played by myself. I played Arc Raiders a lot solo. I
jumped into Arc Raiders solo so much. I enjoyed that more than fucking grouping up half the time.
Well, yeah, because it totally changes that game.
Oh yeah, still to this day,
changes the way you approach the game. When you're playing
to this
solo.
day.
And to be fair,
right?
To be fair,
I played Fortnite with my
Nice.
nephew. Told me
Yeah,
to
yeah.
go.
That's why I don't play with my 8-year-old grand. With him so bad. In order to do it, I'll have to set up another Microsoft account because he uses mine.
Yeah.
But yeah, kids are savage in the first place. They're even savage when they don't mean to be savage. But
Right.
no, he meant to be savage. That was just savage. And I usually go, hey, don't quote the deep magic to me. I was there when it was written. You can level the playing field by go get a Pong machine.
Right. Well, the earlier,
like, all right, get good.
Earlier today, I was making some voice at Seamus, and we were just goofing around. He goes, "Grow up, Dad," and I was like, "Dude, you're 5. Sit down."
Right. Have a seat there, old man.
Right.
You know.
I was like, "Sit down," and he was like, "Oh," and sat down.
Right. You know, son, there is a line. You found it.
Right. I was about to say, there's that line. You found it.
He's done a couple of things. He's said a few things. He doesn't really think about what he's saying.
Right.
But he knows immediately that was a bad choice.
Yep.
And it usually has to do with being disrespectful.
Yeah.
Folks are even telling an adult to get good. Don't misunderstand me. I am well aware of shit talk.
Yeah. Yeah.
I actually, unfortunately, one of my children picked up one of my bad habits. I have a habit especially back in the day when I was playing a lot of Destiny 1 Crucible with friends to hit somebody in the face with a rocket, and it was "eat it, bitch" every single time. And I'm sitting there one day, and they're playing Destiny or something, and I hear this tiny little croaky voice go, "Eat it, bitch," and I was like, yeah. We should reevaluate the things that we say while we're gaming, Dad.
He also called me bruh once, and my sister said that is your aunt, not a bruh. He says mom, bruh is gender neutral. God damn it, Dad.
And that's partially my fault. Yeah, the little one here, he calls everybody bruh, and it's partially my fault because I do too. Yeah. I grew up in North Carolina with a bunch of surfers, and so everybody's bruh, you know.
Yeah, Seamus comes home and well, you know where we live, right? And so you can imagine the population that lives around where we live. And he comes home one day from school, and he starts going, bruh, this, that. And I look at him and I said, Seamus, there is no one in this house. It is your brother, bruh, what, insert whatever you want to call us here. I'm your dad. That is your mother. And he's like, but bruh. And I'm like, no.
Right. Well, that's not that's not a familiar. That goes back to respect for adults, right?
Yep.
And when the little one does it, he's like, bruh. And I just kind of look at him. He's like, Papa? Good.
Yep, same. Seamus
Better
does it now. Seamus goes, bruh, come on. And I'm like, And he goes,
right.
Dad. I'm like, yeah, there you go. Now that one right there.
Better choice.
All right, so the big topic of the day that came out today is that Grand Theft Auto 5 Grand Theft Auto 6, finally has pricing.
Close enough. Whatever.
Which look. I don't know
and a release
why.
date.
Well, it's at a release date. But like GTA 6 has a price point of $80 for the base game and $100 for the Ultimate Edition, and none of this surprises me. Yet
now the Ultimate Edition price doesn't surprise me at all because that's kind of common these days.
Well, right.
The $100 super deluxe Twisty Dragon Ball Edition has hit that $100 bucks.
Sure.
But the raising the price of the base game for $80 is just pure. We know you fuckers have been waiting for this for years, and you know we're gonna make you pay through the fucking nose for it.
Right.
It's literally a fuck you to every fan of this game, and I will die on that hill.
Here's the other thing, right? Like the thing that bugs me the most is that all of these speculation presented as fact articles and videos for clicks that have surrounded the price point of this game for months are all screaming because they swore that Joe Schmo from insert product placement
That's right.
thing over
My
here told
insider sources said
told
blah,
me
blah, blah,
that
blah, blah,
it
blah,
was going to be $100 base price and you were all going to be enraged. It's like, no. But hey, let's just all continue to present speculation as fact.
For me,
now,
doesn't mean shit.
Sure. But the other thing that I think people got a little bent out of shape about today is that they announced what comes with the Ultimate Edition. Now, don't get me wrong. Look, I think that the Ultimate Edition pricing is fair for an Ultimate Edition of a game, right? It is what it is, right? We've been paying $100 plus for Ultimate. We've been paying $130 for Ultimate Editions of games for a number of years now. So $100, I was kind of shocked that it was that low, to be honest with you. But they announced what comes with it. It's a pretty lengthy list.
Well, they're saving money by not shipping any actual discs.
Well, that's all. That's the other part there too. But the interesting thing is that they I'm going to use the term locked, but they locked some cosmetic things to the Ultimate Edition, right?
Okay, that's
which
I don't quite understand why people are in arms about this. That's
because the reason they're in arms about this is because some publications have run with the narrative that these businesses that have this content are locked behind the Ultimate Edition and people are losing their minds. And I'm like,
that's a you problem, boo.
And I'm like, that's a you problem because
cosmetic content has been locked behind Ultimate Editions and Deluxe Editions and everything else since those were a thing. That's why they exist, by the way, because they're like, look, you buy this, you get this pretty coat, but you buy this, you get the pretty coat, the pretty hat, and the pretty shoes to go with it.
Like it says, no, sir, no, sir, no, sir.
I did read something, I don't know the truth of this, but there was actually apparently some story content that was locked behind the Ultimate Edition. I have more of an issue with that because that's just like saying, okay, so you have day one DLC. Are you going to sell that separate? But I don't know the truth of that. It was just in a couple of articles that I was reading.
Yeah, so basically people were up in arms because Rockstar has confirmed that several stores and activities in Grand Theft Auto 6 are exclusive to the Ultimate Edition. This includes access to
you cut out completely there.
This includes access to certain tattoo shops and mod shops and custom vehicle operations and businesses. Right. It's the shit they listed in the Ultimate Edition.
Right.
What the fuck? Oh my God. It's just the shit they listed there.
Well, you know.
But anyways,
listen,
okay.
Look, I'm in my evil overlord thing now. I even have a cat.
Yes, but you have a pinky ring.
$1 million.
I can't have a cat. I'm allergic. So is Trish. I have dogs though, so it's fine. Hey, bud.
This is Finn again. This is Finn. Say hi, Finn. Oh, yes.
So, the one wrench that's been thrown in all of this is that the physical edition, will not have a disc in the box. It will only be a download code.
Right.
That's my big what the fuck. And my only concern, like, look, I get it. They're going to say manufacturing costs and you're going to buy it anyway because it's true.
Why are you charging me $80?
Right. Well,
you know.
Right, but they're going to say all these things, right? And like my only concern is what does that do for the resale market of the game?
Okay, whoa, hang on. See, that's a slightly different topic because here's the thing. They've been trying to kill the resale market since the resale market existed. And this is how they finally get it done. It's mostly been done already because fewer and fewer games have been coming out with no discs. It's just a download code. They're not the first game to do this. I'm not saying it's right.
Right.
I'm not saying it's right, but they've been trying to kill, and they being the gaming industry at large, have been trying to kill the resale market for over a decade.
Oh, longer
this is how
than
they
that.
finally do that.
Yeah. But now the other thing is that people are losing their minds over GTA 6 not having an online component at launch. But apparently these people weren't either probably, let's be real, some of them probably weren't even born when GTA 5 launched. Because
Right.
because I was there. And I remember.
In order for them to put out a GTA 6 online, they're either going to have to double up or GTA 5 online has to die.
Right.
Take
Which
pick.
they still make millions of dollars a month in GTA Online. So why would they kill it?
I would be more upset if I was interested in this game, which I am not, and that's not because it'll probably be a great game. I don't know. I've played GTAs in the past. That's why I'm not interested in this one. It's not my bag.
Fair.
But there's a whole shit ton of people out there that are looking forward to it, and I hope it's great for you. I really do. But if I was going to buy this game,
Right.
I would be more concerned that it's not coming to PC on release. I get it. None of the others came to PC first either, but we don't live in those times anymore.
Right.
So the PC people, you're looking at a year to two, as much as 2 years before you ever see this game. Now, the idea is they want people to buy it twice.
Well,
but
right.
Yeah, no.
Well, and let's be real. I bought GTA 5 3 times.
Well, a fool in his money.
Well, but you have to also remember that
I can't say anything. I bought Minecraft like 6 times. I
bought it on the 360 when it came out. I bought the up. I bought 2.5 times. I bought the upgrade for the Xbox One.
Right, the upgrade for the one.
Right,
yeah,
and then I bought it on PC.
Yeah, I have online for box and PC. I haven't played it in years.
Yeah,
but yeah,
and
I bought RDR2 on 2 different.
Right. And the thing of it is like they will announce whatever the next iteration of GTA Online is when they are good and ready to. But the thing of it is that GTA, up until 5, has always been a single player game, right? Like
the actual game itself is a single player game.
4 had
I've always looked at GTA Online as a completely separate thing.
Oh yeah,
because it has its own stuff. So. You're right, Dav. The prices suck, but part of this is for years and years and years, and this is the shit part. For years and years and years, the game prices did not keep up with the rest of the inflation.
Right.
Which is fine because I personally think that we're going to hit a break point, and the industry is going to discover that raising the prices has not done what they're supposed to do, because games are also a pure luxury market. On the other hand, when things get rough, luxuries actually are not necessarily the first thing to go because you still need that escape. You can say it's criminal. I agree. Maybe not for the exact same reasons. I think it's exploitive.
Yeah.
Because if you want your escape, well, now you got to pay me a premium for it. I get it. Companies have to make money. But you know what? Don't dump $500 million into a game. I'm not quite sure what the budget for this game is. I'm pretty sure it's high. But this brings us back to the fact that the prices are high because budgets are out of hand.
Right.
You don't need to be spending $400 million to build a fucking game. And we've seen that recently. Look at Crimson Desert. Look at, these games that are coming out that are selling millions of copies, but they didn't spend hundreds of millions to make them.
Right.
And they're still some of the best. I think Crimson Desert is a solid candidate for Game of the Year.
Yeah.
Right now, it might be my Game of the Year, to be personally, my personal Game of the Year. So part of that is budgets. Budgets are out of hand. It's also why the gaming industry now has my team up with a bunch of contractors. I'm going to release the game and then I'm going to promptly get rid of them all to cut that expense. That's how the game industry has worked now forever. It's always worked that way to a certain extent, but not to the extent that it does now. There's so much more contracting involved because it's easier, but they end up paying more because we see that even in my industry. It's like, yes, if I'm a contractor you're paying my contractor probably half again, if not twice, what I'm actually getting paid. So you could cut the middleman and save expenses. But the difference is I can't walk in tomorrow and tell a permanent employee that they're done. There's usually procedures in place that have to happen.
Right.
Most of your contractors, you just walk, pack it up, boys, we're done here. So it gives you that sort of ease of moving people around. We're about to see that with Bungie, although Bungie's also going to be getting rid of longtime actual employees, so not just contractors.
Yeah.
But yeah,
yeah.
I think I think we're going to hit a price point that you're just going to see sales fall off a lot.
The other thing is like,
I also might note that Crimson Desert did not cost $70 for those a piece on those 6 million copies that it's sold.
Right. I mean, well, the other thing is like, I posted an article yesterday, about how gaming is expensive now, right? And how and I listed 11 titles, right? That were really, pretty solid games, right? They had some pretty good reviews, but they kind of flopped commercially because of a number of factors. Terrible release windows, non-existent marketing, corporate politics, whatever it is, right? And like, a guy messaged me about this, and he was like, well, that list is that list is they're all, old games. Well, yeah, that's not the point.
Right.
Like, the point is that, like, they were...
Side note, you're right, Dav. You can pay for your WoW sub now with in-game gold, but you couldn't for a very long time. That's a fairly newish thing in the grand scheme of WoW.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's like this list is not meant to be like hey, here's 11 games that came out 2 years ago that are that you should go and immediately buy. No, it is games that you came out in some cases 20 years ago, but they still hold up today. They're worth checking out, and you can spend $5-10 and get a 30-40 hour adventure.
Exactly.
Because everyone in their moms is that they want those experiences again. Well,
going
here
back
they are.
To the they're still there. That's just it. But you have to hunt them out. Jumping back for a minute to the resale thing, I'm going to include the bargain bin here too. I miss the days of being able to walk into the game shop of games that have been out a while. That those 2-year-old, sometimes slightly older games that have been out, they've been sitting on the shelf for a while. So now I can go buy that game that would have cost me $50 for $10. And I can take my $50 or however much I have to spend, and I can come out of there with 2 or 3 or 4 games.
Right.
So it's always about value for the money.
Oh yeah.
Which is funny because back in the day when my grandfather would occasionally buy me games, he was always resistant to buy just like one game for $50, right? But if I walked over to the bargain bin and got a stack of like 6 games for that same $50, he had no issue.
Right. Yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, sure, no problem. Go pick, well, how about over here? He goes, well, go pick you out, this much worth of games. I miss those days. I miss the resale market because a lot of these games, I'm not interested in paying full price. And as the price goes up, I buy fewer and fewer games. I can count this year on one hand the new games I have bought at full price.
Yeah, same. Which has never happened before.
Let's see, this year, Crimson Desert, First Light, Subnautica 2, Forza Horizon. I think that's it. And I don't think none of those were $7 games. Well, that's not true. I think First Light was 60 or 70.
First Light was 60 or 70. Forza should have been 60, unless you got Forza on Game Pass.
Might have.
Yeah.
I might have Forza through Game Pass. So, but still, it's just like it's it's a handful of games. Whereas in the past, when it was $50 even, I was willing to purchase virtually every new game that I was passingly interested
Right.
in. But 50 was the start of the break point for me personally. And I've talked about this before. My metric is, am I going to get the game price worth of play out of it at $3 an hour? If I'm at least going to break even, then it's probably worth the purchase. But that at this point, wait. I'll just wait for it to go on sale.
Right.
If that means I'm behind the times, so be it. Because oddly enough, it doesn't really change the experience just because you didn't get to do it the first week. It's still a good game. If you've never played The Witcher 3, for example, and you bought it today, still a good game. If you bought Diablo 2 today, still a good game.
Absolutely.
You still get that experience because you've never.
Right, exactly. But people, I don't understand.
It is what it is.
A lot of that seems to come from people wanting that like visual gratification of some of these titles that they're not going to get, obviously, right?
Sure. Well, and FOMO's a thing. FOMO is a thing, and companies prey on it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
There's even been companies recently that have been sued and lost because they were preying on FOMO. Destiny 2 is fucking designed around it completely. This thing, the time limited unlocked, all that, it was absolutely just banking on your FOMO. That's fear of missing out for anybody that. Take me to finally get a scanner. Didn't bother to get it when it first came out. I got close. I missed it by like 5 credits or whatever the currency was we had to get for it. Missed it by like 5 before time ran out. So it was like, okay, whatever. I didn't get it. No big deal.
Yeah.
So thankfully for myself, I don't tend to suffer too badly from FOMO.
Yeah.
I'm also not a completionist, so I don't have to 100% things. I know people that absolutely are. They absolutely have to complete something, and that's fine. If that's your bag, that's your bag. It's like, oh god, I got a Lego game. I must 100% every achievement. Yeah, no, not for me.
Right.
But I understand that that's a thing, and that some people, that's where they get their enjoyment. They feel like they've accomplished something in the game. If they 100% all the achievements, to them, that's winning the game, right? But yeah. So yeah, it sucks. It'll come out a year or two for the PC. I do think at this point they need to release it all at the same time.
Yeah.
On the other hand, PC folks, by the time it gets to you, it should be well patched. So a lot of the bullshit will be taken care of. You won't have to deal with it. The folks that are going to grab this thing on launch day and going to have to deal with all the bugs. Yeah, you're right, Drag. It gives people time to create the guides that are accurate and not based on early information that is no longer correct. On the other hand, there's some of those guides that by that point will be old and outdated, and that's a problem of itself. I'm into that a lot lately with some of these sim racing apps where all of the guides are not for the current version and the buttons are all different, and you're like, okay, I gotta find where that is in order to click that,
right?
So, and you run into that in games too. Once games, like if you watched a Destiny 2 guide from the Red War now, it would make 0 sense,
right?
Because you can't play the Red War anymore. They vaulted it.
They sure did.
So, yeah, but it is what it is. I mean, I'm sure it'll do well. It's Grand Theft Auto. It's like saying he's not going to do well. Yes,
or the next Madden or whatever. It just is what it is. Right. Then they vault it. They deleted it. It's like, wait, what? Good job. That came back to haunt too.
It did. It sure did.
It came back to bite him in the ass.
It sure did.
But,
and it's honestly probably part of the reason why they're, in the situation
Well, it
that they're
certainly
in.
doesn't have, well, so content vaulting is absolutely part of the reason we got to where we did.
Yeah.
That hurt the community.
It hurt the community. It hurt morale around the game. It hurt everything.
Didn't come back. Right.
Yeah.
Bungie is really good about shitting on the morale around their game. It's excited for what turns out to be nothing. They're also really good at then turning around and shitting the morale of the game right down the tube.
Right.
So there's a lot of things. Bungie, I think it soon will make a very interesting case study for people in how to run your company, or in many cases not run your company. It will make an interesting case study for sure. And the post-mortem on this will be really interesting, but we'll never know the true story. We'll never know the whole story because we weren't there. We didn't work for the company, and even the people that worked for the company are not going to know the entire story.
Well,
they're going to know their piece.
Well, right. I was going to say in that particular case, it's the case of, there's their story, the company's story, and the truth's probably somewhere in the middle.
Well, right. There's three sides to every story, right? Yours, mine, and the truth.
Right. Exactly.
And it's usually somewhere in between.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's not saying that people are lying. Don't misunderstand me.
Yeah,
but it has been proven time and time again in court that eyewitness testimony is unreliable.
Yep,
because
sure has.
If you have 10 people watch an event, and then go ask them what happened, you will get 10 different stories about what just happened.
You sure will.
10 people go watch a movie, ask them what they noticed. They will be 10 different things.
Yep.
They read a book, ask them what they remembered. It'll be different things. And that's not to say that they're doing anything wrong. That's just how we work. We all are different. We all get caught. Our eyes get caught by different things.
Right. Exactly.
So point is, nobody's lying outright in this case. Well, we'll assume that nobody's lying.
Sure.
For the sake of argument. So, but they're all telling only the piece of the story that they know. Nobody has the whole thing. I don't think anybody has the whole story. Because this didn't just happen last week, right? This was developed. This whole thing developed from the very beginning. I also, not to get too deep in this rabbit hole, but there was a thing that came out last week, since the last time we did the show. There was actually a marathon clause. A creation of marathon clause in the original Destiny contract. Not the Destiny 2, the original Destiny contract was that if Destiny reached certain milestones, Bungie would be allowed to develop Marathon.
Yeah.
So Marathon didn't just pop out of thin air.
Yeah, no.
They developed the original one as well. So I found that to be interesting, not because it's terribly significant, just shows that how long Marathon has been on the table. Was from the very beginning. It was always on the table, which I found that to be fascinating.
Oh, absolutely.
For whatever reason.
Same.
As I suddenly channel Mr. Spock. Fascinating. Illogical, but fascinating.
Exactly.
So yeah, it is what it is. It's a thing.
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto will be what it will be.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's good. Hopefully it doesn't just come out and fall flat on its face. Yeah. And people are like, oh,
The
there's no way that could happen. Never say never.
Never say never. Never say never.
There's been way too many surefire games that were going to come out.
Cyberpunk was supposed to be the be-all, end-all of RPGs. Look what happened at launch.
Right, at launch. You can make an argument now. Those are apples and oranges, actually. Well, they're both first-person shooters. Does that count? But you're talking about Quake era. Quake or Doom?
Quake.
We'll call it Quake. Quake era versus now. But so they're both first-person shooters. The original one is not a marathon, not an extraction shooter. It is what we would call these days a boomer shooter. I find that term quaint. People get offended. I'm like, I don't get offended. It gives you it tells you exactly what to expect with that game. But so I'm not sure. I haven't dug enough into the lore to know if the lore follows the original at all. I'm going to presume, perhaps incorrectly, that the answer to that question is yes, at least a little bit. Inspired by, if you will. Like most movies that are made from books these days, inspired by. And by inspired by, which means we took the name, a few characters, and a couple of things from the book that say that are called the same thing, and we're calling it inspired by. So, yeah. So who knows? But it's been there for the whole point of that is it's been there since the very beginning.
Yeah.
So this is not a new project for Bungie. Although apparently they did scrap everything and redo it like in like a stupidly short time frame, which happens a lot in gaming. Same thing happened to Anthem. They scrapped like almost all of Anthem and had to redesign it within like 18 months of release.
Yeah.
And I think I read something marathon. So, which goes back to give these companies time to cook.
Right.
We've seen with Bungie that if you give Bungie time to cook, Bungie can cook. But you've got to give them the time and the freedom. And as soon as you start trying to shackle them, it all falls apart.
Right.
And look at you, Lightfall.
Oh. Yeah.
Lightfall was good in concept. The execution kind of sucked.
Yep. Absolutely. 100%.
There were moments in Lightfall that are good.
Yep.
I wasn't quite as annoyed by the one character that everyone seemed to be.
I just went through and replayed Lightfall on my Titan. And yeah, it had moments of wow, this is really good.
It has moments. Oh, this just got good. Like I said, I wasn't annoyed by Mr. Man as much as everybody else seemed to be.
Yeah, I wasn't either.
Going for, they did miss. Don't get me wrong, it's a miss. That character overall is a miss, but I prefer him to Shao Han. Or Asdacross, as they say. Right. Yes, the character looks almost exactly like Cross, which is hilarious.
Right.
But and that's just because the character, the Shao Han character himself, is a cheat. He's a liar and a cheat.
Right.
He bought all of that gear that he's wearing. If you look at the lore, sorry, we're going to diverge a bit. If you look in the lore, exotics and things that he bought them from a black market. He didn't actually do that stuff. On the one hand, I was like, okay, that's an interesting piece of lore, but it doesn't make me like the character. So,
right. Yeah, exactly.
And he also left his fire team to die. He abandoned them. So, he's not a good guy. Not exactly heroic. He's no Saint 14.
Right.
That sort of thing. So, whatever. It is what it is. But so I found him more annoying than the dude from Lightfall. I say dude, they're neutral. So.
Right. Fair. Yeah.
But yeah. But at the end of the day, I think I do think recap. I do think we'll eventually see a D3. It will not, however, be a Bungie product.
Yeah, no, I don't think so either.
I don't know that there's any way in hell that it's going to be a Bungie product.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I don't. As much as it pains me to admit that, I don't think so either. I think Bungie, as we know, it is done at this point. I think that
we got ended over on the clock, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know why it killed it. My upload may have just gone to shit. I have no idea why.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's pretty much most of the topics tonight. I mean, we can keep talking. I don't care. There's plenty of stuff to talk about. I have been doing some more objectively bad racing, or in my case, demonstrably bad racing.
I will get back into it once my leg cooperates.
Oh, one more thing.
Yes.
Chat. Steam summer sale starts tomorrow.
Dun dun dun.
Just there you
Fill your backlog, chat. Fill your backlog.
Speaking of game prices, the summer sale. I don't know who they would hand it off to. I don't, but they'll put it out for bid. It's pretty easy. It's pretty standard, right? Who wants to develop this? Or some company will come to them for a pitch. But Bungie no longer owns any of that. It all belongs to Sony, so they can do what the hell they want with it. And I don't think that because Bungie technically at this point is functionally non-existent. You know, Marathon's the only property they have, so the only teams are working on Marathon. They're cutting everyone else, so it's not like Bungie could do it even if they wanted to.
Right.
Which they do, by the way. I'm sure they do want to, but there's nobody there that's going to be able to do it. So the only way you get it is to hand it off. Who would I hand it off to? I don't know. You know, but I think they're going to pass it off to someone else, just like some of the best Fallout. It's not done by Bethesda.
Yeah.
Looking at you, Obsidian.
Right.
You know.
I mean, well, you know what though?
Fallout.
You know what though?
Fallout, so...
You know what? Speaking of Obsidian, give me a Destiny made by Obsidian.
Sure.
Please.
Absolutely.
Toss in some of that Obsidian humor, please.
Yeah. Nice.
Please.
You know, or just I hell at this point I wish they do an actual full-on port.
Listen, man. To this day, my favorite line from the Outer Worlds 2 is an announcement that pops up as you enter one of the areas, and the announcer yells, "It's an advertisement," and the announcer goes, "Whether it's an orifice or a face, Auntie's Choice has a cream for it." It kills me every time I hear it.
Well, the thing is that tone, I don't know that matches Destiny, but just from a development standpoint, I think they do fine. Give it to the guys that do Crimson Desert, right?
But the problem is that we've seen what they've done with Black Desert.
I'm not worried about. Yes, that's true, but. You know, you can put things in the contract, right? Black Desert Online is not terrible. It's just overly monetized. You know, there's a ton of companies that can do it. And it maybe I would say they more likely to end up giving it to somebody unknown. Because it's cheaper, for one thing.
That's true. Yeah.
Here you go. Here's your shot at the big time.
All right, here's your shot. Don't fuck it up.
Don't fuck this up.
Right, but here's your shot. Don't fuck it up.
There's tons of people, and there'll be more that they could give it to. You know, contrary to popular belief, Bungie's not the other person that could develop this game. We saw that with Halo, right?
Yeah.
Some of the later Halos out-Halo the first ones. So it could be done with Destiny. You know, and well, we kind of seen it with Destiny. Destiny Rising's pretty solid in the story department.
Right.
Yeah. The mobile game brings it down a bit because it has all of those trappings, not the game itself. The game is fine. I would love to see an actual PC port as opposed to just playing it through the player the emulator.
Right.
So we know that other people can develop Destiny and make it decent and make it interesting. So, yeah, you could even go that route. I would like, honestly, as long as we're talking about it, what would we want from a Destiny 3? I think it would be terribly interesting to go back pre-Guardian. Go back to the Iron Lords and the Warlords and take it up through the Battle of Twilight Gap and what was it? Battle of 5 fronts, 7 fronts, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Go up through the early days of Guardians when it's when the actual big active Guardians were Zavala and Saint and Osiris and Toland and all those guys. And then bring it forward. But at the same time, you kind of have a hard cutoff there unless you're going to take it in a different direction or start repeating what has happened.
Yeah, I mean,
So
my thing is
taking
like,
it forward is the easiest track.
Yeah, for D3, if they were to make one, like I've always said that one we need to get out of Seoul, right?
Absolutely,
However they do
it's
that,
a big galaxy, much less a universe.
right?
So,
However they do that, they need to get out of Seoul, and then we need to figure out a way to have that showdown with the I mean really at this point I want to see the fucking Winnower stuff. Because
throw it all. No. Don't try to continue any of that. I don't think.
I know,
I think that's a lose-lose proposition.
Oh, but
because
because
you've got all these people, yourself included, who have built this up in your mind for 10 years. Myself included.
fair.
You know, so that's a lose-lose proposition. That was the whole thing with the final shape. They stuck the landing, but they stuck the landing to me on a little shaky. And part of that is just because after you've played this game for so long and got so deep in the lore, you kind of have your own expectations about how you think it's going to go, and then it doesn't because you're not writing the story; you're participating in the story. You're basically reading the book, right, or watching the movie. You don't have any actual control over what happens. I don't know that I would go with the winner. I would leave that out there because again. You've already got this point of the power creep is so bad and again, I get it. So apparently the winnower is the winnower darkness itself? Or did we actually beat darkness? Because so my point is, where the hell do you go? The power creep is always already bad. You already have you're gonna have to find some way, basically, lore-wise, to depower the Guardians a little bit,
right?
Because at this point, it's like you said, it's like some big bad comes along, and you're like, "Hey, man, we literally just defeated darkness."
Right.
Who the fuck do you think you are?
Yeah, fair.
Which is why characters like Spider annoy the shit out of me so much. We're supposed to be intimidated, bro. Now we're back to that, bro. What's to stop me from pulling air place down around your ears? Do you really think that all of your people could stop me? Do you think this? I mean, at this point, we eat gods for breakfast.
That's true.
It's like the fan speech. All I have to do is tell the Guardian you've got a gun, or the heiress can turn you into one.
Right. Did you see? Speaking of Destiny things, did you see the pitch idea that one of the narrative dudes had about Amanda?
No, I did see the Destiny dating game thing,
and how they wanted to have her come back, be resurrected by a hive ghost. And be an antagonist for a while.
Be a Lucent Guardian for a while.
And be an antagonist for a while.
Yeah. The problem with that is it immediately brings to mind Crow. Yes, it's kind of the other way around, but it's really the same story.
Yeah, fair. Yeah.
Plus, here's the thing. We are already functionally immortal. We're actually zombies, if you stop to think about it. We're risen dead. Yeah. The Traveler is, in fact, a necromancer. Or a warlock, which brings us back to that topic. That's a nice little callback. You like that? But if nobody dies, there are no stakes. What's the point? If all the characters we like are plot armored, they're gonna constantly come back for some reason. There's nothing to buy. There's nothing to bother. I did not want the character of Amanda to die.
Right. Yeah.
But I didn't want Cade to die.
Right.
Difficult to permanently kill a Guardian. Even Cade came back and then left of his own volition.
Right.
He chose to leave again. So, but if nobody dies, there are no stakes. Plus, again, to me, that's literally just flip the coin over and go the other way, and it's the same story we just did with Crow.
Yeah, fair.
Just some people, some characters actually need to stay dead. I'm looking at you, Game of Thrones. Speaking of, I did watch the first episode of the new House of the Dragon.
And
We'll see. It was. I mean, it's mostly fighting. So
yeah. I'm definitely the same boat of we'll see.
It's mostly fighting. So now I am curious as to whether or not. Oh wait, no spoilers. I am curious as to whether or not the one character is actually dead.
Fair.
Hopefully you know which one I'm talking about.
Yes. Yeah.
But again, people, it's Game of Thrones, so they are kind of known for that.
Right.
But if you've read the books, you also realize just how big of a bait and switch most of that turns out to be.
Yeah.
The only person I swear to God, in the books, the only person that hasn't come back yet is Ned.
He's got his head chopped off.
Yeah, well, Caitlyn got her throat cut and her head might as well have been chopped off.
Yeah.
Came back.
Yeah.
In the book, she's back. Spoiler alert, by the way, if you've not read the books.
All right. She most definitely is. Mm-hmm.
Really put that storyline in the books, though, or in the show. I understand. It didn't really. It was unneeded. They had that elsewhere.
Yeah.
Most of that storyline was elsewhere.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, we digress.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with GTA and everything else, and
we'll
game
see.
prices in general, because this is going to test the waters for a lot of companies.
Well, but Nintendo's been doing the same thing for over a year, and they're kind of still wishy-washy on it. So
yeah,
we'll see.
But I don't. Here's the weird thing. I don't actually give a shit about Nintendo because I don't buy a lot of Nintendo games.
Right.
I do buy a lot of PC games. It has more direct consequences for me when a PC game comes in at $80.
Fair. 100% fair.
And at least with a console game, I still get a disc or a cartridge or something.
Well,
other than just a box.
Not anymore.
Well, right. All of this download codes because it kills the secondary market.
Yep. It should do.
They could have fixed this whole thing with the secondary market years ago if the companies that were doing the secondary market just would have tossed them a bone of a couple of percentages.
Yep. I said the same damn thing, and I got vilified for it.
It would have fixed. I'm sure I will too. But you toss them a tiny little bone, and everybody's happy.
Right. You literally give them 2%.
Right.
2%, and it doesn't sound like a lot, but guess what? Over time, that shit adds up.
Oh,
and you know what?
And
You could do 2% of every sale, but it's only paid on. But it's only paid on a net 30. Or hell, a net 60.
Right.
Like, come on.
But
you
pay it out, or whatever. Give them 2% of every sale, even no matter how many times you sell that copy of the game, because that's the whole thing about the resale market. You're hoping that people buy it from you and then bring it back and sell it back to you.
Right.
So that you can sell it again.
Exactly.
I have sold games in the past. Not a lot, to be honest. Unless I just didn't like it.
Right.
I usually keep the games that I buy because if I like the game, I'm probably going to return to it at some point. Yeah. Especially on the console.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, that happens less now that everything's a download. Which is kind of weird. I freely admit is kind of weird. But that's how it works for me. I don't know. My brain is weird. So yeah. Which oddly reminds me, as I look at it, speaking of weird, I need to play some Far Far West and see how much they've changed.
Oh, I need to buy that. That's right. I keep forgetting about it. Yeah,
Steam sale starts tomorrow.
That's what I was going to say.
Check your wish list, folks.
All right,
although
check
to be
your
fair,
wish list.
2/3 of my wish list all just says coming soon.
Right, yeah,
I basically
same.
use it. I just use it as a placeholder to go look for dates on the games I'm actually interested in.
Oh man, speaking of deals, Bellrite is actually $19 right now. That's a solid deal for that.
Yeah, yeah. My brother. Part of the reason he picked up Windrose is because he plays like I've done everything I can do in Bellrite.
Yeah, fair. Because what was the other one you and I were? It was Bellrite and Medieval Dynasty were the two we were looking at, right? Because we haven't
Yes.
we haven't picked up either one, and I can't remember why.
Nope. I can't either. Well, Bellrite, I think we were waiting for a sale.
Yeah.
But there was something else, some other reason that popped up that I was like, maybe that's not so much for me. I don't remember what though.
I can't remember now. Yeah.
I also need to jump back into Pal World.
We need
A bunch of other stuff. Dawn of Defiance.
In terms of things we need to check out again, like and since we're saying it publicly, it's chat, hold us to it. Enshrouded, Pal World,
yeah, right.
and Dawn of Defiance are the three like survival games we need to check out again. I don't want to touch. I don't really care about touching Dune until the fall.
Not till the big changes.
When the big changes hit in the fall.
I logged on. I logged on to the but
I may hop in and really build much stuff back up. But at the same time, I'm like, what's the point if I have to go back and log in and redo all my shit again? And,
although they did it well. There's a thing they're doing. I saw an app out there the other day for Dune Awakening.
Yeah.
That actually tracks offline. When you're offline, it lets you use the app to track your base power.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Where the hell was that?
It has. I'll have to find. I thought I sent you the thread. Actually, I found it on Reddit, and it actually has the approval of devs.
Oh, nice.
They actually, because he put the thing in Reddit, and he's like, I don't have official approval yet from the devs. The very first comment was the company going, as this app stands right now, we have no problems with it.
Nice.
Because, look, if you don't want me to do,
yeah, I'm trying to look in.
Do you have it? I take it you have it, Bob.
Yeah, Bal, if you've got it, if you can link me, that'd be great.
But yeah, I saw it. I haven't grabbed it, but that'd be cool. Yeah, so I saw that, which would be nice. Set an alarm for when your power is dead. Looking at you, Freebird.
Shut up.
Which reminds me, I need to if I'm gonna play it all, I need to log in and throw some more batteries in my tiny little South Haga basin. My little level 21 dude, who hasn't done hardly anything at this point. I forgot he even existed the other day. I'm on the same server that Balavir is on now. I moved him basically because the server we were on is kaput. So you get a free server move. Yeah. Speaking of the thing, I am kind of sort of interested in Dune is they've put in private servers, as in you can build your own.
Yeah.
However, I talked to Cubby about that, and he's like, "It's really finicky."
Yeah, because I was looking at setting it up on my box, and it's a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, it's a mess. And what was it? Hang on, let me find it real quick. Because they have one, they set one up, but he basically has to reboot it every day. He's like, you need to run the full game. You have to have at least 64 gig of memory because it sucks up 40 gig for the VM. I'm like, yeah, I got 128 on my PC. That's not an issue. But yeah, so the guy's actually built. He's like, I've been popping in twice a day to do, to restart the server and do manual backups because the automated backups are not working right now.
Oh, great.
So you have to do a manual backup, and apparently it crashes a lot. And of course, when you crash, you lose everything back to your last, backup. So, it's real shaky right now, basically, but it's doable. So that would be kind of interesting.
It's something I'll.
But they also
it's something
have
I'll
they put
continue
in
to look
the
into.
pure PVE servers yet? I can't remember.
Yes.
So that's the thing, because again, I'm just not interested in the way they've implemented their PvP. They fucked that up pillar to post, basically.
Right.
Of any game, of all games that are just crying out for actual faction warfare, Dune would be the one.
Right.
So I get it. It's hard because you can't. On every server is the biggest faction wins. That's what's happening now anyway. The biggest guild wins.
Right. Yeah.
It's that's my problem too, sort of PvP in these games. And it doesn't matter whether it's EverQuest, WoW, whatever. It literally Dark Age of Camelot, it boils down to he who can throw the most bodies at it wins.
Right. Yeah.
Every single time.
That is unfortunately
Well,
is
not every single time. Again, don't at me.
Most of the time.
Some of you be like, "Oh, we used to win all the time with blah blah blah." Yes. But you are the exception to the rule. You are not the average person,
right?
Not the average bear or the average person's experience,
right?
So when you come from, make sure you come knowledgeable. That's all I'm saying. Because I don't care. By the way, I don't care. You want to come for me? Come for me. Good on you.
Oh my.
We can discuss it. Then I'll charge you $20.
That's going to the quote channel.
Yeah. You want to come for me? Come for me. We can discuss it. I'm going to charge you $20. On the face is 40. So
damn it,
listen, there we go. Count it, baby. I knew I'd get one before we were done. Sometimes you just got to go, how far do I have to push it tonight before I get my...
it didn't hit. Why? I'll fix it later. Lame. All right,
yeah.
Chad.
But the point is, if you contrary opinions are welcome, if you're respectful about it, we'll even discuss it.
Yeah.
If you just come and tell us, if you just come in and say, two fat guys talking on the internet, well, you're going to get ignored. Or if you just come in and rage about how fucking wrong we are, you're going to get ignored.
Right. Yeah.
Come
and have a meaningful
discuss
conversation.
Until the cows come home.
Yeah, come and have a meaningful conversation. I will sit here and debate with you all day long.
There's a slim possibility that you might even change my mind.
Right. The minute that you start throwing shit around is the minute I nope out and you go bye-bye.
Then I just check out because there's no point because you don't really want to talk. You just want to tell me how wrong I am. And I can get that anywhere. It won't even cost me $20.
I can get that at home. It's fine.
Right?
All right, chat. Well, as always, friends, I want to thank each and every one of you for hanging out with us. We appreciate the hell out of y'all. I say it every time, but I love doing this damn show. I love sharing our silly little opinions on the internet with y'all. You guys make it all worth it. Thanks for hanging out. We really appreciate it. I will be back.
The irony that we bitch about people constantly just sharing their opinions on the internet while we share our opinions on it, it's not lost.
Oh, it's not lost. Oh, yeah, no, it never lost on us. No. But I'll be back tomorrow with something to kind of make up for not streaming last night. I was still not feeling great last night and just decided not to bother with you guys staring at me looking like the fucking zombie on stream again. But I'll be back tomorrow night with something. Hopefully Cheeks will be there. If not, friends, I'll catch you sometime this weekend. I'm gone Saturday, but I'll catch you guys at some point. We love y'all. Let's find someone to send y'all to, shall we?
Yeah, who's on? D&D bros are on.
Ooh.
Oh, they're playing Warhammer too. Go to bros.
Oh, yeah, we're going to the bros.
They're playing Space Marine.
Yeah,
the first one
this.
looks like.
Ooh, yeah, we're let's see.
So it's Streamer House. That's interesting.
Was there an update? They're doing Dark Tide.
Oh, they're. Are they?
Oh, was there an update for Dark Tide?
No, it says Space Marine.
No. Streamer House is doing Dark Tide.
Oh yeah. I think there was the Dark Tide. Go to the bros.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys. Like I said, be kind, choose joy, show love. Thanks for hanging out. We love y'all. We will talk to you guys a little bit later.
Hey guys.